Hello and welcome to another episode of Agri Art. The sunflower is the third most important world oilseed in common commercial production. Sunflower seed oil is used for cooking, margarine, salad dressings, lubrication, soaps, illumination, and as a component in paints and varnishes. The seeds themselves are used to feed birds, livestock, and act as a snack food for many people. The species was first domesticated in the Americas and was then introduced to Europe via the Spanish. Outside of utilitarian purposes, the sunflower is used extensively as an ornamental, especially within Europe. In this episode, we'll cover the domestication and iconography of the sunflower. The sunflower genus is native to the New World, but the origin of the domesticated sunflower is still debated. The wild sunflower is a common roadside weed in the United States, and part of the evidence for sunflowers being domesticated within the United States during the pre-Columbian era. Indeed, the evidence suggesting that the sunflower was domesticated in eastern North America is supported by abundant archaeological evidence. However, in the 2008 analysis of archaeological, historical, and linguistic evidence, it was discovered that this evidence leads to a conclusion that there is a possible second independent domestication event in Mexico for the domestication of sunflower. The strongest of this archaeological evidence was based on 3 sunflower remnants unearthed from a dry cave from Cueva del Galón in Morelos, Mexico. This sample dates back to 290 BCE, plus or minus 40 years. The remnants were larger than the remnants of domesticated specimens in eastern North America, and was within the range of common United States domesticates. As of right now, there's 2 competing viable hypotheses on how the sunflower was domesticated. The first is that domestication occurred only in North America, and the domesticated type was moved into Mexico via pre-Hispanic trade routes. The second model is that the sunflower was domesticated twice independently by 2 different groups. Once occurred only in North America, and the second occurred only in Mexico. As of right now, the debate between proponents of both models continues even unto this day. Hello, I just want to let you know, if you want to fund this channel, you can do so on the platforms seen in the description below. On an iconography standpoint, there are numerous historic images of the sunflower. This includes both Aztec and European works. In pre-Hispanic sunflower iconography, there are several examples of such icons, the most famous of which is an ancient pre-Hispanic stone sculpture of a sunflower head representing a goddess I cannot pronounce. The name is on screen, however. In the intermediate periods between pre- and post-Christian Mexico, a priest tasked with converting the populace by the name of Bernardino de Rivera would arrive in Mexico, or as they called it back then, New Spain. In 1569, he completed a codex after learning the local language. He listed all the plants and animals and symbols found in Aztec culture. In the common tongue, this became known as the General History of the Sayings of New Spain, and his codex consisted of 12 volumes, 2,400 pages, and 2,468 images made by local artists using their traditional styles. Book 9 and 11 both contain images of sunflowers, wild and domesticated, and hybrids between the two. During the same time frame, the Dominican friar Diego Duran wrote a codex known as the Codex Duran. This book contains an illustration depicting a tassel symbolic sunflower presented as a gift to Spanish soldiers by a native inhabitant of Tlaxcala. The first published European illustration of a sunflower appears in 1568 in a herbal by Rembrandt Dodion, a Flemish botanist and physician. Between 1574 to 1578, he served as a court physician to the emperors of the Holy Roman Empire, specifically Maximilian II and Rudolph II. A woodcut of the sunflower plant was found within this herbal, and it shows a single stem with a large flower head. This image can be seen on the top right of this slide. The next codex is the bizarre Voynich Codex, often referred to as the most mysterious book in the world. This book was discovered in an Italian Catholic college in 1912 by the Polish book dealer Wilfrid Voynich. The book now resides in the Bernanke Rare Books and Manuscript Library of Yale University within the United States. This handwritten book is in a symbolic language that has so far defied translation. This book was written in the 16th century by the physician Gaspar de Torre, a contemporary of Rembert d'Odion. His book likewise has a depiction of a sunflower, although more stylized. The image of the sunflower can be seen on the bottom left of the screen. The third individual to talk about is Theodor de Bry, a Flemish-German engraver, publisher, and editor. He was renowned for his depictions of European expeditions to America. One of his most famous engravings was an engraving that appeared in 1591. This was in an illustrated version of Thomas Harriot's work, A Brief and True Report of the New Found Land of Virginia. This book was first published in 1588, with the illustrated version published in 1591. The illustrations depict the growth of sunflowers by natives in what is now North Carolina. John Gerard was a London barber/surgeon and the author of the best-known English herbal from the Renaissance England era. The book is titled The Herbal and was published by John Norton in 1597. It contained 1,800 images, and the text was based off of an incomplete translation of one of Dioden's herbals. This herbal depicts various types of domesticated and wild sunflowers. The art of Theodor de Bry can be seen in the center of this slide, and the image of Gerard's work can be seen on the top left of this slide. The last individual we'll cover is Francisco Hernandez. The images from his herbal can be seen on the bottom right of this slide. He was known as a Pliny of the Indies, and he served as a court physician to King Philip II of Spain in 1567. In 1570, he was put in charge of the standards regarding medicine. Both Francisco Hernandez and his son Juan Hernandez went to Mexico to study various medical plants. They collected and classified specimens, obtained local knowledge through interpreters, obtained art through local painters, and conducted medical studies. In the end, Francisco Hernandez made a 2,500-page manuscript containing 693 images and covering 3,000 plants. Unfortunately, the original manuscript was destroyed in a fire, with only small portions remaining to be published. Since most of the paintings were lost, most of the images in the public book were copied or modeled after pre-existing herbals. This includes the 2 images of sunflowers in the bottom left corner. And that about covers everything. Thank you for watching.